my goodness! Marvel is banging. We got our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man going up against the Predator. Y'all, this crossover, oh my, as soon as I saw it, didn't even know about it. I was in the comic book store looking for absolute Batman. When I saw this, I picked it up immediately. Like the speed, the light speed, my hand, it was almost like a reflex. I had no control over my hand. I just, you know, 1 minute I looked at it, the next it was in my hand. I didn't even know. Let's dive in. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Spider-Man versus the Predator. Let's dive in. Our story begins in New York City on a hot Friday afternoon. It's the middle of summer and it is sweltering heat, y'all. Garbage is cooking on the street. Subway vents are gasping out hot air. And water bottles are $4. $4 per bottle? What the hell, New York? Not even Marvel Comics is safe from inflation. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't give a shit how hot I am. I'm not paying $4 for water. Anyways though, as if that wasn't crazy enough, because the temperature was up, so was crime. Robberies, assaults, homicides, but also something different. In a condemned building, we're introduced to Detective LePearl, who's investigating the murder of 3 junkies who have been skinned alive. And if you're familiar with the Predator movies, typically, the prey that's skinned alive were game that was too easy. The ouches do not respect the ones they skin alive. They're not worthy. But Detective LePearl does notice body parts are missing. One victim's missing a rib bone, another is missing a finger, and the other is missing his entire jaw. And she quickly realizes their serial killer is some kind of sick-ass trophy hunter. We then shift to Spider-Man, who was in the room with Detective LePearl disguised as one of the coroner examiners, taking pictures of the crime scenes. And as he's swinging through the neighborhood, he calls the bugle to let Mr. Jameson know he's got a scoop. Now, reading J. Jonah Jameson's dialogue, I can just hear J.K. Simmons' voice in my head. This man was born for the role of J. Jonah. I could not picture anybody else in the role. I love this character so much. He's yelling at Peter, telling him he wants some real news. Bad news. He wants fear, panic, because that's the type of news that sells. Peter informs him he's got a mass murderer, but as he's swinging through the streets, he comes across some bank robbers. Spider-Man thought he would cut them off at the next block, but he didn't anticipate kids playing in the middle of the street. As the thieves speed through, getting ready to run these kids down GTA style, Spider-Man webs them up and yanks them up to safety. And they don't even know what's going on. They're just having fun. But the robbers get away. They make it back to their hideout. And here's where things get crazy. When they get out of their truck, the ringleader dumps the money on the table, explaining that everyone takes their cut quick and they go their separate ways. Nobody talked to anybody for 2 weeks and they lay low. But when he turns around, all his guys are dead. Massacred on the fucking ground, covered in blood. He panics, and as he turns around, the Predator rips his face off. He rips his face off, then uses a blade and stabs the guy right through the chest and leaves him bleeding out on the ground. And then, in a twisted, psychotic, what the fuck turn of events, we see the Predator wear the dude's face as a mask. This is some pretty sick and uncharacteristic behavior coming from a Predator. Predators typically collect skulls and bones as trophies from their victims, but I've never seen one wear a victim's skin as their face. This type of behavior makes me think of the Bad Blood Predators from the 3rd film. One thing about Yautjas is they're not all the same. Some of them hunt for sport and they fight and kill with honor. That's the Predator code. Most of them actually fight for sport and they hunt and they kill with honor with a strict code. But then you also have some that are very sadistic in nature. They just want to rack up the most kills and the most trophies. They kill because it's fun. They have no honor. They will even hunt their own. We saw this in the 3rd Predator film. The Bad Bloods had another predator crucified, strung up, torturing him. You have all different types of predators, all different races, all different looks, all different behaviors, just like you have them all with humans or animals. But some of them are just brutally savage, and they're traitors to the Yautja code, and they're actually hunted by enforcer predators. And I think this is the kind that Spider-Man is about to face. I think he's going up against a bad-blooded predator. Anyways though, Spider-Man got the kids to safety, and he's just now getting to the bank robber's hideout. J. Jonah calls him again, wondering where the hell he is, and Peter tells him that the serial killer story he promised him wasn't a singular incident. And this time the predator took a whole human leg, decapitated one guy, and took another guy's arm off. There is a story, a Predator comic story called Bad Blood, and in it, this is the first time we actually see a bad blood predator in comics. And this predator was fucking crazy. He was a cannibal too. He was eating other predators. He killed anything. And the bad bloods are just psychotic. They're honorless, they're traitors, they're psychotic. And this one, he's skinning his victims, which usually they do that because they're unworthy, but you're taking trophies at the same time, which makes me think you're skinning them just because you think it's fun to skin your prey. And then you take a trophy anyway. That's crazy. Later that evening at the Daily Bugle, we see Peter and Jonah talking, and Jonah wants more panic in the story. He wants a dramatic, you could be next sort of tone to the story. Parker disagrees and states that he's only agreeing to run this because he wants people to be protected and to stay vigilant. But as they're talking, the power shuts down. We then shift to the subway with Mary Jane, and as she's reading, the power shuts down where she's at as well, making the subway train come to a halt. Now there's panic on the train, it's chaotic, and Mary Jane attempts to calm a woman having a panic attack because she's claustrophobic. She tells her to focus on the outside, all the space and the light out, and as they look, they see a face in the dim light. And it's the freaking Predator! And this shit looks terrifying as hell. He slams on the window big as hell with a bloody human face wrapped around his mask, looking gruesome and terrifying. I love this. This book is freaking nuts, man. And look at the artwork. This is amazing. Meanwhile, back at the Bugle with the power out, Peter suggests that they switch to analog to get the story out, and they actually print newspapers, old school style. So everyone who works at the Bugle starts going out and selling newspapers on the streets. Even J. Jonah, who is really just trying to create fear and panic. This dude is hilarious. He's a freaking menace. He's literally yelling out, your loved ones are gonna die. This dude is a psycho. Spider-Man, though, goes back to his apartment to check on Mary Jane, completely unaware that she's not even home. She's not there, the lights are out, and he has no clue what's going on the subway. We then shift back to the streets where a Daily Bugle worker is trying to sell some papers when two thugs try to rob him, and then they get taken out. Couple of arrows to the head. This made me think of the feral predator from Prey that used arrows. But actually, it was Craven the motherfucking hunter. And he wants to know about the predator. And the issue ends on a cliffhanger. Holy shit. This first issue was pretty good. I was expecting the Spider-Man to go up against the Predator. I was disappointed that that didn't happen. Spider-Man didn't even encounter it, but I think that he will in the next issue because he's probably going to go to the subway train, see the Predator on the train, and he's probably going to fight it then. But it was disappointing that he didn't go up against it in this first issue. But I will say, this was really good. This was really good. This Predator, it's got to be a bad blood. His name is Skinner. If you read in the book, it says it at the very end that the Predator's name is Skinner, which fits because it likes to skin people. It has to be a bad blood. The bad bloods are psychotic as hell. Skinning people alive and taking trophies and then wearing their faces as masks, that is some psychotic fucking shit. Especially for a Yautja, which is supposed to be more advanced and elite than humans. You're sick, dude. I cannot wait to see how this comic turns out. Some people think that this crossover doesn't make any sense, it's not necessary. With Spider-Man's strength, he could simply hit the Predator so hard his head will fall off. That is true, but I'm still gonna give it a chance. They did it for a reason. We've seen Batman versus Predators, Black Panther versus Predators, Wolverine versus Predators, and now Spider-Man versus Predators. I, for one, am going to give it a chance. I thought that this first issue was good. Kraven the Hunter in this makes it even better. Amazing, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. Can't believe that they're not making these into movies. That's crazy. Sony and Disney and Fox, they are out of their minds if they think people wouldn't go to the theaters to see a live action version of Spider-Man fighting the Predator. That is insane. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to leave a comment. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.